You do.
When you follow the word, it can be a task. He said all. He said count it all trials and tribulation joy. But that doesn't mean that when you follow the word, you ain't gonna have no issues. It's just saying some issues is not gonna be as hard as you think when you follow the word. But when you outside that box, outside that circle of the word, sometimes you go, man, it just seems like I don't want to be here anymore. I just don't want. But when you follow that word and you start looking at things different, you say, man, it ain't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You know, you sit and you say to yourself and you figure, well, marriage ain't as bad as people want to make it. And they make it like you said, because you want to have Tom, Susie, you want to have everybody that you figure that, well, I could have had them when I was younger, but now I'm older and I got a little bit of something. Because see, they use what they got now to get people that they couldn't get then. Or they didn't have a chance to get them then. So now they figure, shoot, I got a chance to get it, and then that ain't even it. That ain't even who you want. That ain't even who you supposed to have. You go get them because you got a little money or something now. I got a little money, I can pay a bill or something. And I can go talk and do for them. Nope, don't do that.
Yeah, but the real commitment is the marriage, and that's where everybody gets it confused at, because you get married. I don't know what people perceive marriage to be. Like, you get married, but not realizing once you married, that's a one and done thing. Like, I don't. That's the part that confuses me. Like, people want to make like you could get married and I can get married again and I could do it again and I can do it again, but
no, you can't, because the Bible don't say you can do it again and again once you married. The only way you can be remarried is if you're a widow. If your mate died, passed away. And the crazy thing, that's why so many people try. It's so crazy because they really be trying to knock off their mate, man.
And they do. And they will try to kill their mate. They will try to kill their mate too. They will.
I would do it this way before so I could remarry someone else. And then if you don't like that person, I'll do that person.
But I mean, marriage is not easy. Marriage is truly not easy, but It can be. It can be, but at the same time, it's a sacrifice. Like when you get out there, that's like we were just saying earlier, talking about, you know, in the beginning with the whole Garden of Eden and everything, like God telling everybody, like you could eat from any tree, but this one tree you can't have. It's off limits. You had that law of understanding that everything else was acceptable and this was good, but now, you hear and it's like, I don't want all these trees. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, I don't want all these trees. I want to eat from just that one, the one that you commanded not to. And then you go and you eat from that tree, right?
Yeah.
So now we got problems. Now we got problems. And then it's not really, if you really think about it, it's not no different than marriage, because it's like God is saying you could pick from every tree.
Yeah.
Okay, I told y'all the first scenario. I told y'all which one I don't want y'all to eat from. Yeah. And all the trees, I picked the one I don't want y'all to eat from. Now this time I'm going to tell you That you could pick whichever one you want. Which tree do you want?
Yeah.
But whatever one you pick,
You stuck.
that is the one that you're going to eat from.
Yeah.
But you choose.
And the thing about the reason why, okay, Jeffrey Johnson said it. He said, you rather be full in your house before you go out to everywhere, because if you don't get full in your house, you're gonna ride when you get out there in the world, you gonna see McDonald's, you gonna want Burger Kings, they're gonna be a Wendy's, they're gonna be White Castles, they're gonna be Chick-fil-A's, they're gonna be Subways, they're gonna be different kind of meals out there. But if you get full in your house, when you get out there, you ain't gonna want to eat from the other trees and those other places. So that means you ain't gonna want the other men and the other women that's out there in the world. If the things that's going on in your marriage like it's supposed to go on in your marriage, no, you're not.
But you know what? And I get that. But I still feel like, okay, if we going sexual wise, but I'm just saying, I'm saying it like this though. This is my opinion on that, because I feel like, yeah, because the way that I took it when he was talking about that message, he was talking on being fulfilled sexually. Because a lot of times you don't fulfill your spouse sexually, then your spouse will be tempted to do what they shouldn't do because they're not being satisfied.
I guess I took sexual in it, but I also took the respect of the relationship, the less arguments and disagreements that cause relationship. Because some people have sex in relationships, but they argue. Their arguments and disagreements destroy them more than their sexual desires. And some people don't argue or have none of that kind of stuff going on. They don't have sex. So the sexual desires is gone away. So something push you away out of your marriage. But if a lot of stuff in your household is going the way that it should go, according to what the words say, you should be okay when you go outside your home. Because now, yes, if you get in an argument or a disagreement in your house, right? And then that shouldn't push you to the point to be like, oh, I just don't want to. Yeah, you gonna probably say, I don't want to be in this marriage because we busted. But sometimes you're gonna go through disagreements and you're gonna go through things that it just depends. Like, okay, when we came up with our kids in the household, our kids, we was raised different in our household. But me and you had kids. So now we teaching our kids the way that we discipline our kids. You went this way, I went that way. I never felt like, okay, I might say, no, I don't want them to have, don't give them this. And you might say, well, it's okay to loans this and this. The phone, Trayvon, for instance, when he had the phone in school. You said, well, I wouldn't have told her to take the phone. And I said, no, I told her to take the phone. Because I'm known to get it back at the end of the year, but if he ain't gonna stay off of it like she's telling him to stay off of it, then take it. And you said, I would have never told her to take my son's phone because he might need it at some point. Yes, but if you need it at some point and she's trying to tell you during class, don't do it, don't do this, don't do that, and giving him another phone wouldn't have made it, and he still found a way to get another phone and I think you probably gave it to him, another phone anyway, but it still didn't make him do no better because now you got another phone just to show, hey, I got another phone and you got that one, but it don't matter because I got another one anyway, and that's not how it should have been. I felt like that's not how it should have been, and you felt like that's how it should have been. That shouldn't cause.
I didn't give him the other phone, by the way, but
that shouldn't cause a relationship to break up because we disagreed on
But a lot of people, but a lot of relationships do break up because of the trials.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
A lot of people do just say, I'm gonna go pick another. I'm gonna go out there and just pick another tree. You know what I mean? It's just easier. But the crazy part about it to me is, okay, yeah, you go out there and you just pick another one, but at the same time, that same tree still got the same dirt. It's built on the same dirt. Got the same broken branches, you know, and leaves is gonna fall off in the fall that the last tree that you just left it is gonna have. So, I mean,
Yeah. Now, sexual desires in your relationship, that can cause a breakup too. Because if you say to yourself, you say, well, I feel like I ain't getting enough at home, or I ain't getting it. But the word said you should submit yourself to your husband or to your wife. That's what the word say. But not every day that you, like you said, every day you might not. When one want to do it and one don't want to do it, and then you go out and like you said, if you don't fix your man dinner or your wife dinner at home, the meal that they want at home, and then they go out, they're going to be tempted by Burger Kings and McDonald's and all these other things out there. They're going to be tempted by it. Yes, they are. But at the end of the day, it's about how you respect your relationship. Because if you respect your relationship, you're gonna say, when I get back home, I'm not touching none of this food, but when I get home, I'm gonna have dinner. That dinner at my house is what I'm gonna eat on. Because if you sit here and just act like, well, I don't wanna do it right now, but I'll do it later. You gotta fulfill that though. Cause if your mate is waiting for later to eat, when they was hungry then and you didn't give it to them, and they wait for later to eat, and then you say, well, they come back from being out and they didn't do nothing, and they was being honest with what's going on, and they drove past all the McDonald's, all the Wendy's while they was out there going to work, while they was out there on the way to get groceries for the store, for the house, for dinner, while they was out there shopping at the mall, while they out there visiting family, and they pass up all the McDonald's and Burger Kings and everything because they say, I know I got me a dinner at home, and then come home and still no dinner. That breaks up a relationship. That breaks up a lot of things too. So it goes both ways. The trials and tribulations, arguments, not being satisfied at home, all the things, them are the main things for me. Arguing, not being satisfied at home, that I would see break up a lot of marriages. Because what else at home what else do really cause a marriage to break up besides arguing? Finances.
Money.
Yeah, that's another.
Money, but my whole thing is like with the
money.
The thing is, a lot of times I feel like we people
sex.
we make.
What else? Money, argument, sex. What
It's
else?
so many greed, narcissists. It's just so much. It's so much that the enemy could use. We full of sin.
I put narcissists and arguments all probably in the same.
But not necessarily though, because arguments could come from you just don't pick up your clothes. like I could just literally just get tired of the fact that you don't help out. You don't take the trash out. So we're arguing and it's like you're not listening to me, and that can drive a person away, especially if you clean and your mate.
Narcissist is controlling, basically. Because controlling in a relationship is bad. I would say that's kind of narcissistic. Because like you said, arguments can come from, like you said, shoot, you ain't helping around the house. You ain't cleaning up behind yourself. controlling is like pick my clothes up and wash my clothes, clean my clothes, wash the dishes. I ain't doing.
But I'm gonna say this. I feel like it goes back to what we was talking about earlier. When we was talking about like when people get in relationships, like it's like we go together. You know what I mean? Like that song that I was telling you they got. We go together. Tell them we go together. But at the end of the day, it's like we don't go together. We're literally just dating. But when you bring the whole sexual piece into the relationship before you really get to know a person, instead of really, I would even remove the word dating out of it, because when you leave the word dating in it, it's just like you go together. You know what I mean? Like now, in the times that we live in, it's like dating is not courting where you just getting to know somebody and you opening up the door, you showing your moral, your character, your respect, or how you treat a woman, or how you treat a man, and you could fix a dinner, and you could cook, and how you maintain your home. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that time no more, because it's like, okay, we going on the first date, and as soon as we go on the first date, we smashing. You know what I mean? And then when you bring that soul tie in, now it's like
that's the problem right there.
We go together. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't even know you, but I love you though. You know what I mean? It's like what? Like, so now it could go either way with the man or woman, because it's like, what do you mean you love me? Like, we only had sex. No, we go together. So now you bound in this relationship that's really just built off of lust and sexual desires more than it is. You never even got to know each other. Because in most cases, y'all probably smashed day one.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, you can't be with nobody else because you sleeping with me. But I'm trying to find, you should be really trying to find you a husband or wife.
If you was going by the word, if you was going off with the word.
Yeah, but who's really going off the word now? Like, who's really listening to the word of God anymore? And in the time, which is sad to say, but that's why there's why all the relationships and everything is so jacked up, because they're not building these relationships off the right principle. They're not really trying to get to know people. They just really want to just move them in.
Yeah.
Okay? So where do he live? Where does he work? What does he believe? What is his beliefs? Like, what is his principles? What are you getting yourself into? You know what I'm saying? Then you've been with him now. You went 6 months in, and now you realize he's a bum.
You don't want him.
She can't keep a job if her life depended on it. She's a horrible mom.
She's right pregnant now.
And now and now you stuck with this thing with a baby, and you never got to know what you was buying into. And in most cases, don't even make it to marriage.
Yeah, and so that's why when it comes down, okay, like even most of the people that do start from their childhood friends and being with each other as friends, and then they end up dating and messing with each other and become married. But it goes back to the word again, because if you know the word, that's where you got to come in. The word has to come in when you start dating the person, or when you first meet the person that you want to say, I want to go out to dinner with him or her. So when you go on that,
you bringing him to the date. You bring them on the relationship.
Bring that Bible on your date, because that's the only way you.
I like it. I like it.
9 times 10, if you don't bring the Bible to the...
I've never done that before, though. I've never done that before. Like, I've never been like, okay, I'm going on a date. Let me take Jesus along with me.
You better. Because
wow.
Because that's how if you don't, that's where your sexual morals come in. Because now you're looking at her or him.
You didn't bring God with you.
No, you didn't bring God with you. Shoot. Because if you bring
that's
God
deep.
if you bring God with you on your journey, when you going out with
and then so now you great get to know this person in a whole nother way, in another way of intimacy besides the world way of just like, ooh, you look good, you sexy, you got money, you got a good job. Like,
what's that movie Steve Harvey Harvey books and don't do something for 90 days. Sometimes you gotta do that for 90 days. You gotta see what your person is. You just can't give up in one day just because they look good, they got a body.
But okay.
Sometimes you gotta go 90 days before I can't give you no sex, bro. I need to see what's going on. You know, yeah, he a smooth talker. He slim. He built. He big. He your kind of guy or your kind of woman. And the first thing y'all saying to each other is, shoot, come on, let's go watch Netflix and eat. But instead of going to a nice place, seeing if he gonna open the door for you or not, seeing what's going. Yeah, he can play the role, but you don't want to give it up just because he opened the door for you. You still gotta bring God into it. So when you go, you have to be like, look, I'm here on a date. I'm here for dinner. I want to talk to you, and I'm not. My moves is because I'm read the word. I believe what the word say, and I'm not the kind of person that. Do I have sexual morals? Yes, I do. But I'm not willing to do the sexual things right now. I want to, what they call it, celibate.
Be celibate.
Yeah, that's what they say. So I guess that's what you have to be until you really find the person that you really just want to say. After so long, sometimes you got to go in a relationship or dating thing to find out.
How else are you gonna know? Like, how else are you gonna know what you get yourself into? But when you just making it about sex, that's the problem.
Yeah.
When you just trying to take somebody down or it's about money, that's the problem. That's why it's hard to find what you're really looking for, because you're going into it looking for something other than a real relationship.
Yeah.
Like if you going into it thinking about anything else other than building a solid foundation and growing with somebody,
That's what marriage. That's what taking God. That's what taking God on your journey with you. When you take God on your journey with you, that's where you start. Okay, me and you got together. Yeah, I kept my word. I kept my Bible with me. I kept God in the journey with me too. You kept God in the journey with you. And we prayed together. When we prayed together, we found out this is where we wanted to be at. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to build something through Christ. We're trying to build on our Christ life. So me and you can have the relationship that we need to be having. And this journey has never been easy with us for 29 years. 29 years, a journey with one person is a long journey, but nobody never said it was going to be easy, or nobody never said it was going to be hard. It's just when you got God in that journey, what that man say? The journey, it's the journey. It's not the quickness. It's not how fast you get there. It's the journey you just take. Some people want to move fast. I gotta get there fast. Gotta get there. The rabbit didn't win the race. The turtle did. The rabbit ran faster, took a nap. The turtle moved slow on the journey. The turtle got there and won the race. The turtle journey was slow, but accurate. He didn't have to stop. He didn't have to take a break. He had to do nothing. But the rabbit ran so fast that he fell asleep and overslept his journey. And the turtle was like, I'm here, I'm there. And by the time the rabbit realized how close the turtle was to finishing the race, he couldn't catch up in time to beat him, no matter how fast he was. That old bum, that man said, he said, people want to get there. He said, people move so fast, but man, when they get there, they show ain't gonna know. Like, they ain't gonna understand. It just gonna be, they don't know. So, it's about to journey. And journey, like, when you got a journey, it's been a lot of occasions in our relationship where we just could have been like, this is done. This is a wrap. This is over. You know? And even to this day, you still, and I still understand that we still going through trials and tribulations. We still understanding that.
Yeah, but like I said, regardless of what you're going through, the whole goal is growth. Like, you don't want to stay in a relationship, but that you continue to keep facing the same things over and over. It's like at some point you wanna, okay, yeah, we dealt with this, we passed that, now we're moving on to this. But when you're dealing with relationships where you got people that are not invested, because one person can't do it by themselves, you need two people to create that great relationship.
Yeah.
And a great relationship does not mean perfect. A great relationship means we're going to get over this obstacle, we're going to get over that one, and we're going to get over that one, and we're going to see growth.
Yeah.
We're going to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth fruit in its season.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times people just are not truly invested. So you get in, you dating, but you're not really, you ain't even invested when you get into the dating, because you don't even put the time and the work in that you need to know, is this somebody that I really want to be attached to? Like, do I really want to, not about what they look like, not about how much money they have, but is this someone that I really can live my life with, that is really going to be committed to me? And the thing about it, what's so crazy is a lot of times when we start dating people, it don't, people mask only can cover up their true face for so long, because at some point you got to take it off. When you got a mask on, you start sweating up under that thing and everything, because you're being something that you're not. So a lot of times when them people take that mask off their face, it's like, and then you hurry up, put it back on, because like, I gotta get some air, I'll put it back on. You know how it go, right?
Yeah.
So when you do that, it's like, oh man, did I just see your truth? Did I really just see what you really look like? And then you're like, nah, it wasn't, nah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but it was. So a lot of times you will see that true person, they'll hurry up, put the mask back on, then you want to ignore it when God is already trying to show you, like, girl, now he did just push you. You know what I mean? Or, you have called him 3 nights in a row, or her 3 nights in a row, and every night you just can't get an answer. You know what I mean? I'm at work. So you getting the signs, but you want to ignore those signs, and it's crazy. It's like, okay, that's them taking the mask off to get some air, but eventually, after so long, they're going to take the mask off. But you didn't invest in so much time, where if you would have started investing the time in the beginning and know what you get yourself into, and don't turn your head to when they show you their true face. Because that's 9 times out of 10 is what you get.
But a lot of people do, because they only want a certain thing from that. This person might have that certain thing that they know they want. You
know what a lot of times that it be that they want? I don't want to be alone. I want to be with somebody. I want to get married. You want a relationship so bad that you ain't really even caring about you. You just want a relationship. And a lot of times if you stop focusing on being in a relationship, loving you,
you can find no relationship.
It'll come. You weren't even looking for it. You like, oh my God, like, he's at the door. You know what I mean? She's at the door. Like, I wasn't even thinking about this anymore. I'm just thinking about getting me together. But at the end of the day, even when that person does appear, you still got to take the time
to learn what it is. Because everybody got the likes and dislikes about them. Ain't nobody you ever gonna get with. You be like, boy, I just like everything about this person, everything about them. Then you've been delusional, because everybody has a way about themselves that you say, no, I ain't like that. Whether they clean up behind themselves or don't clean up behind themselves. Whether whether they open the door for you, don't open the door for you. Sometimes you just have to find out what it is that you like and dislike about the person, and understand that it can all be fixed. It all can just be something that you do, and then you tell yourself, like, when we walk outside, like, if you by the street, the cars and stuff, I don't know, maybe it's just something a natural. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. They always said the man's supposed to be on the outside, the woman on the inside. I can't see you. If I see you walking on the outside, I'll never put you back in the inside. You know, some men and women, some women probably like, dang, I'm walking on the outside. I don't like that about him, and it'd be the first time you deal with the person. So that's something that you be like, I don't like that. He didn't even. But that don't mean he can't change. That don't mean he ain't teaching. Sometimes you might have to say, look, do you know that you're supposed to keep the woman on? And then from that point on, he was like, I like you enough to do this, because this is what I do. You know, I don't have a problem not doing this. But you just never know. Never know how a person is. But a relationship has got to come, got to have God in it. Regardless if it's just going out for one time to dinner, you got to have God in it. Especially if you're trying to go. Now, if you try to be worldly about it, you ain't gonna have God in it. You're gonna be, it is what it is. What's up? We're going to dinner. What's up, girl? Let's go out to eat. And then there you go. Have a drink or two. End up some at one. Will come to my house or her house or however you want to say it. And then there you go. Sexual desires.
Well, I'm gonna wrap this video up, but I do want to say that when it comes to picking a relationship, it's me and my husband talking. We'll be coming on with these chats a little more, just about our own experiences in life. And we do got kids that are in their 20s right now and trying to figure out which direction that they want to go with their relationships. One just turned 30. One is married. Our 22-year-old is married. We did go through that journey with him. They're on their first year, working on their second year, and pray that they have many more. My husband and I have been married for, this year, April 8th, will be 20, married. We won't be married 26 years.
What's this? 2025?
We're going to be married 26 years. That's so funny because last year was our 25th anniversary. Oh my God. So that is so funny. But yeah, we'll be married 26 years this year, April. It's amazing how fast time goes. The journey has been definitely that, a journey. That's what all marriages. But at the end of the day, you got to surround. If you're in a marriage and it's crazy right now, try to find a support group, the Bible, a word, a team of people that can help build you up in your relationship. Because you got to be careful who you're talking to when you're married. Because a lot of times, people that are not married, they have a lot of opinions, you know, and people who are married have a lot of opinions. But how are their marriages working out? You know what I mean? Trials and tribulations come with everything that we go through. So
we've been together for 29 years, married for 26.
Put God in it. Talk to God and get on your knees and pray to God. You know, especially if it's somebody you love and you're not trying to lose that person, and you really want that thing to work. It takes two, though. It does take two. And sometimes you may have to call a separation. You know what I'm saying? And let that, because my grandma always told me you never miss a good thing until it's gone. You know what I mean? But just because you separate doesn't mean that it has to be, it's over. It just means that sometimes that person has to see the value. Because a lot of times when you have some every day, people take good things for granted. You know what I mean? So if there's any way that you can make a space where you can allow that person to figure out what you want. You know what I mean? And then you continue to figure out what you want. And that don't mean you got to go out there and sleep around and be with somebody else. You know, that's just give you more time to build your relationship, you know, and let that person find out what it is that they truly want. But marriage and relationships are not easy. But you have to put our Heavenly Father above in it. So I'm just gonna end this message by saying stay strong, keep God first, always communicate with Him. If you do have a positive person that you can talk to in your relationship, to kind of help you, it would be best if you could talk to somebody in the church. Only thing about churches is if it's your family church or something like that, it's not always probably the best to do, because sometimes it's just too biased, I guess I'll say. But I pray for you and I pray for your situation, and I hope that God give you strength to make the right choices and not the wrong ones. To ask Him to lead you and guide you on the right path and not the wrong path, to help you stay focused in your mind, to follow Him first before you follow anything of this world. And we able to do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So with love, we just want to share this message. My husband, Chris, and I, we will come back and share some more information with you about how we made it 29 years and going. In the Life with Teresa, we'll be back. Peace out.